Yes, it's a ratio show. Myself, DJ Roche.
Myself, Samak.
BG Boogie.
We have the legend himself in the
Yo,
building.
very, very big Manchester legend, man. Long awaited, anticipated as well.
Legends make you wait, don't you?
Yeah.
Legends just jump about everywhere.
Innit?
Whatever you want to do it, bro. So who's it? Introduce the legend for us, bro.
Yo, we got the big, bad, mighty Mr. Vegan. Mr. Rastaman. No joke. Now
Describe
Wrigz.
yourself, bro.
All right, yes, big up,
Innit?
big up
Innit?
everyone. Yeah, man,
Innit?
hello. I don't know how to describe myself, man. I'm just, do you know what? Right now, I just describe myself as in a transitional phase, like I'm changing. So like the me that people was used to, that's not really.
Gone.
It's not completely gone, but it's.
No, I like it, bro. Like we were just talking to you then about like you're on some fast now. Well, a diet, aren't you? Know? What is it? What is it? that you
Yeah,
have
I'm
it?
just for the past 2 days, I've just had grapes and watermelon, drank water,
Soldier, mate. Like,
coconut water.
obviously, I don't know your in and outs every day, so like obviously people can lie to you, innit, for all you know. But I'll be honest, I don't get the feeling from you that you are that guy. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't even matter if I did. But where does your dedication come from, bro? Like what I feel from what I've seen with you, whether it be music, whether it be even your passion towards your family life, or even with this diet now, you're extremely dedicated, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like where does that passion and dedication come from, bro? Is that family? Is that self?
Yeah, I think it comes from myself. I think it comes from like I keep myself to myself, so I got a lot of energy for myself. So I don't live a life where I'm out
Wasting
my energy here, there, and everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying?
I
So
do get that.
I spend a lot of time with myself and just retaining my energy. So once I have to focus on something or apply myself to something, I can give my whole self to it.
Nothing's gonna get in the way
And
of it.
I think everyone's capable of that. Give anybody the kind of time and space that I've created over time. Yeah, anybody could do it.
Nah, you're right, because everyone's got the same 24 hours in the day. innit?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I've never been able to sort of connect with you as an artist in Manchester in terms of on the radio or interviews or whatever. So for me, it's just about finding more about you as yourself as an artist. And where did it all start for you, like musically wise? How did you start? How did you get into it?
Even the name.
Even the name.
Music. Well, my name's just my second name.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So
I apply this to extras Wrigley all the time. I swear to God, before.
that's it. It's just simply my second name and shortened down Wrigz.
Yeah.
So I started doing music around 2002. I must have been about 15, 16. Or
Right. So young.
Prior to that, I grew up playing football.
Okay.
So I was into music, but I didn't participate in it or not. I was fully dedicated to football.
Yeah.
So yeah, from 2002 I started, and the kind of the climate them times was like just bedroom sets in it. Everyone was just that's all that was happening in it, and I kind of just delved into that and took it from there. And I've been involved in every kind of era since.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you
like,
definitely have. Because even I was gonna mention going back to like obviously C4. That was like Liquids. What's his name? Shower and SBD. So I went to school with S. Are you still close with S?
So, see him he just came on holiday with me, innit?
Nice, man. Yeah, we wanted to talk to you about that, man. Barbados, man. The country just looks so nice. Like I would love to go there one day, man.
You need to get there.
Would you just eating pure fresh fruit and that in it? Yeah. In it.
I must
in
have
heaven,
to
I
go
was
one
in
point.
heaven.
I'd love trill moments, me, man. He's just put a real moment on where he's give someone some money and the guy just got off in it. What happened? Did the guy just get off on your G? No, it happens, bro. You know, when you go back to your own lands, like you trust people, don't you, bro? You get me? You just trust, and it's like.
Now, do you want me to tell you what happened though? Yeah,
God, I do wanna know.
like it was daft on my part because I wanted to just get there and just get enough weed to last.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't do that, and then it got to the point where like I've got no weed now, innit?
Yeah. How long did you go for, sorry?
Only a week.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
So I got no weed yet, and I'm just agitated.
Yeah,
Just trying to get the weeds. I'm not even thinking straight no more. I'm thinking giving them my money.
Fiending.
Basically, yeah. You get me? So I'd left it to the last minute, like I said I shouldn't. So then I was just willing to give man the money. Next thing, 20 minutes gone by, half an hour, whatever it is. It was gone,
He had
bro.
to be in the city, would have
And
forgotten.
then he didn't come back though to his patch where he was like hustling every day. He didn't come back. It was like 3 days left. Guy never came back.
You know what though? I bet these guys are that
Fair
smart. I bet
play
he
to
spotted
him,
you
though.
walking towards his patch man and left the patch. You know what? Just got
Now, my man, I was speaking to him for a couple of days and all that. By then, I was just
There's money in it. Money talks allowed this over. Well, in any country, I guess, where you not even any country, sorry, I guess when you're on a hustler's ambition and you're just hustling, money is the only thing that matters, isn't it? It really does, doesn't it?
But did you manage to get any out there though?
yeah,
In the
yeah,
end?
of course.
Good, man. What was it? Was it nice? But it was nice growing out in the sun out there and all that, innit?
Most of it was dead.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
All
lie,
right.
but there was a little couple of them that was
Yeah.
nice. We got about 5 different ones while I was over there, and
Class,
2 of them was
believers.
nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
In that-
3 of them was dead. Barbados.
Oh, Barbados.
Yeah.
Where are you from then?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you're from as well? Right, that's the
yeah,
other question.
One side of my people are from.
Nice.
Did you see family out there and that?
Nah, I didn't, but Showa did.
Yeah,
'Cause
man,
she's
nice.
her people are from there as well, innit?
Beautiful.
Oh, nice,
I
man.
like
Yeah,
that, man.
took the babe to see a nana and all
Well,
that.
I love
Yeah,
that
man.
like family stuff. Do you know?
Nah, innit? Even the fact that he's brought his family, yeah, just seen a little
I'll be
baby in the
honest,
pram as
bro,
well.
Bro,
innit? Innit?
they're gonna be with me anyway.
Big man
Yeah,
talk,
of course,
like
man.
that's the
Yeah,
realest
man.
thing I could see, bro. I swear
Yeah.
to God, like my man, like you know what? I'm gonna act like he's not here now, because I'm not trying to say this just to impress someone. You
Yeah,
get what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But like my man, when you watch it from an outside view, I'm a father with men as well. You get what I'm saying? My man holds it down. He's obviously
Very
been through a
does.
hell of a lot. Yeah. When you go through a hell of a lot, the first thing that you usually do is not do the thing you're supposed to do. You get me? He's gone and done the complete opposite. He's done exactly what he was supposed to do. Stayed completely dedicated to his belief as well. Nothing's gonna shift him from his belief. You get what I mean? And I can imagine there's a lot of people, bro, because you know when you're in yourself. Right now he's back in my room with me, yeah. No, but no, when you're within yourself and that, like people tend to think you're a bit strange, you're a bit different, or they just got loads to say about you. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I'm loving his aura. You get
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
it's
his
nice,
energy
man.
and that, because he's. Like I say, I guess when
Very
you're
calm.
dedicated to your thing, no one can tell you no different, can they, bro? Innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you make
yeah,
a mistake or you get it right, it's for you, innit? It's not for no one else, is it?
Yeah, man.
So,
I appreciate that though, bro. Serious, appreciate that.
on the father level, mate. Bloody hell, he's
Yeah.
been through some trials and tribulations. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
trust me.
still going.
How is it all going, bro? How
Still,
many-
it's the same. It's the same.
I mean,
Obviously, it would take me weeks to get into the ins and outs of everything. And the best way to understand what's happened is I'm telling my story passionately.
I was just gonna say,
raw through the music.
go to
And then there's a lot of it. Like I brought some CDs for leverages and that as well.
Nice one.
So
Thank you
yeah, I
for
couldn't
that.
really get into all the ins and outs, but it's still going on.
Tell
I've
you
not
what,
seen my
we'll add a
kids.
CD to the giveaway.
Yeah, they will do that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
definitely.
that's what I'm saying. I
Say
got
less.
some stuff you can give away.
Nah,
So
so
I'm
like,
gonna see if you
to
do
be honest,
that.
you're talking about like your father's situation and that. Like for people who are listening, like we're gonna talk to him about where he is. But if you want to catch up, honestly, do go listen to all of his music, because everything is in there. Like you get from the beginning to how he's feeling. You even give opinions on like what people think of you, bro. That's what I like the most. Like you let it be known. Like most people are paranoid, you know, to let other people
yeah,
think
yeah,
what
yeah,
the
yeah.
negative words
Negative,
are.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he's not. He's bro. That's
And
what
he's
I love,
using
bro.
it
Do you get
in
what
the
I'm
best
saying?
way possible into his music,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah, I'm trying anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
trying.
People, it's all on
Trying,
Spotify
trust
as well,
me,
man.
trust
We got
me.
blessed.
Go support him on there,
Yeah,
man.
man. Yeah, go
Support
check
him on
out the
Spotify.
story if you're interested. I know there's a lot of people that can relate, and it worldwide, it's
Relate,
it's
mate.
an issue, and it.
We don't want to go on about baby mama drama. Baby mama drama.
Yeah,
live,
serious though. It's a real. It is. It's a real
real
thing.
issue.
It bangs his face in that
And
shit.
just the concept of broken homes, man, and broken cultures and communities, like fatherless community. It's a it's a serious
it is.
thing,
You know
and
what?
and it's a plan, though, man. That's what I'm saying. We're just under a little attack,
Where do you
psychologically,
feel,
innit?
where do you see that from, bro? Because you know I've obviously got my point of view, but what you just said there was beautiful. Why do you think they want to break homes, bro? And why do you think it's a plan?
I just think it may, and I don't think it's just all a plan. Like I don't think it's all one big conspiracy, the world and society. I just think in general, there's a small amount of people that's trying to control the masses, and that's it. And when the people are broken, they're easier to control.
definitely.
And I just think it suits their system to have people broken and desperate and under pressure.
Because the person at the
Bro,
top
again,
doesn't
it-
want you to be whole, does it? Because if you're whole, then you're gonna take his whole piece.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? You understand? And
If you're whole, you don't need him.
You
do
don't-
And his
exactly.
whole thing is based off like it tried
No
to make
need.
us reliant. Innit?
Desperate,
That's what the
innit?
whole system's there to do, make us reliant on the system. Innit? It's
Very,
not.
very
It's not
true.
trying to. Because that's why I don't really believe. That's why I'm not really too fond of the school system, the education system at all. Because I like.
go on, get into that, bro.
I just think it
Well,
like
if I can-
school could do much more for us. Why can't we be able to leave school and then you have an accident and I can sort you out and I don't need to 999? Why can't we leave school and we can
Self-govern.
and we can someone within our family can quite simply, just because they went through the school system, can now go and represent their family in court? Why does school never leave us in this
They don't
condition?
leave-
Why when you leave school you can't start your own business? All you can do is apply for jobs,
You leave school and want more education.
Exactly.
You do
bro.
know it's a contingency, like we just said
There's,
about the man at the
there's
top.
millions of angles, so I just think we could be left in the education system could do a lot more for us. It could leave us in a better condition to look after ourselves rather than rely on the system. It's long, isn't it?
Because like what you're saying about like the broken homes things, like again what I'm learning about this week. So when women first wanted to vote, bro, Asquith, I think this guy's called, British politician leader, like he's very famous in that role, and he's smart. For about 3 paragraphs he bigged up women and said this and said that, but then he ends it with like, but based on the fact that women basically live off lust and are irrational and always crazy with the thoughts, can we actually trust them to make a logical vote? I'm like, whoa. But then, you know what that led to though? All of these people that oppose women in them ways then had to then, after the World War, give the votes to women because, not because women deserve to vote, because men who came back from the war, yeah, they started putting in rights and saying, well, we deserve to vote. You can't just give rich people the right to vote, so you need to give everybody the right to vote after we've done the war. So then the politicians had to say, yo, these women as well, listen, big up all of these women, because they were going out politicians' houses, smashing up windows and everything, bro, to get attention, notoriety, because they wasn't going to get listened to any other way. And then it came to the point that they said, we're going to have to give him something. So you know what they give him? They give him, like you just said, every opportunity to mess themselves up. And that's what it feels like. They didn't give him what they wanted, because they give women loads and loads and loads. I'm not saying I know everything, I don't know anything, but it resulted in like Margaret Thatcher. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, like from my point of view, I don't know, when we look at society today, I don't feel like it's benefited. I don't feel like they give women what they actually needed and wanted. You know what I mean? They give them something completely else. As you said though, start to create more broken homes. You know what I mean? I think that's what they have done, because the fatherless society now is the society that we live in. But I'm surrounded by pure brothers that want to be dads, you know, that are trying to be dads, like growing men and that are trying to be men and stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? How can we be men when we're not being allowed to handle our responsibilities?
Exactly.
That's the most manly thing you can do, innit? Handle your responsibility, innit?
Exactly. Like for me, I don't have kids yet, but lately, and this is becoming more of a thing for myself, is like I mean, in terms of when if I eventually do have kids and that, like I wouldn't want to put them in the school system. If I could help it and do some sort of homeschooling or something like that, I think I'd prefer it that way.
Yeah, I think that's the ideal, but I'm not judging the people that put the 99% of people that put their kids in school. We've all got responsibilities and situations, so obviously I'm speaking ideally. That's what I think is the best option if you truly want to empower your children. Teach them to be able to stand on their own too.
Don't depend on a system.
Definitely. I wouldn't depend on any system that's just there to teach you to depend on it. They don't. That's illogical. Yeah. That's not.
Because I want to ask him a question, because I am studying again. Like I thought I'd go in and just try and see like what the system is, what their system is, and like I told you recently, like I got a maths tutor and I got a next the other shit that I'm doing. Yeah, the maths tutor I'm in love with. That's the language of like I can't argue with anything that they say to me. It's right. Do you get what I mean? They teach me how to simplify a sum. I'm just amazed. I'm like, wow, do you know what I mean? Like, but then I'm in the other lesson and the teacher's chatting. I'm just like, bro, shut up. I can't lie. Everything he's saying, I'm just thinking like, right, that don't make no sense. Like, there's no care into your thought. There's no care into the experiment. There's no care into anything. It's just profit and pure bullshit, BS. You know what I mean? So, but based on that, like I say, I do feel one thing it is teaching me with my children as well. Though obviously, like maybe it's because of my guidance, like a guidance or whatever. But teach me to be a bit more structural. Teaching me to be a bit more prepared. Teaching me to do things in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, got to master their system almost. You get me? And then I can conquer it. And then I can do what I want with it. You get what I'm saying? In that type of manner. So you got to learn about it. I guess I want to ask you: do you see any benefits in it, or do you see it all negative, or does the negative outweigh the positive actually?
Well, lately, it's funny what you just said. That's where I'm at. Like, I've just started to truly study it. So I just started a book called I think it's the First Steps to the Law or something. But it basically just shows you the whole formation and structure of the system, innit? And you know that, for example, a lot of us would say, oh, the system's corrupt and but we don't even understand the way it's working. So if you ask, out of the people that I know anyway, if you ask the average one of my people, what's the difference between the role the Prime Minister plays and the Queen? Like, whose country is this? Who's running the country? Like, who answers to who? Like, what role do the judges play in comparison to the government? Are the judges part of the government? Man don't know all this. So you might know it's corrupt and you might be right, innit? But you don't truly understand what's happening.
You know
I think that's where the problem lies with us. We're not truly educated. And it's the type of education you don't get from school, innit?
You might have to have a one-on-one chat.
Yeah, man. We can do. Trust me, we can do. We could talk about this for hours and
Hours
hours.
and
innit?
hours.
But it's just back to the point that anyway, reading this, I'm halfway through the book now, and it's just made me realize that all along I thought I knew this already and I didn't.
Love it,
So I
bro.
look back
Yes.
and I realized that I wasn't as educated as I thought, or I didn't even know about that. I was
You're just
I
angry,
was
innit?
listening to what
You're
my
just-
man said. Oh yeah, I was just hurt.
Regurgitate
Yeah,
someone else's
whatever
words
it may
and
be.
feelings, yeah.
But then when you get the true, like, specific, specialized knowledge, it's called, you know, and you understanding it. So I'm just going through the process of understanding this system. So there's a few elements of the system that I now respect that I didn't before.
Yes.
Because I didn't understand.
And you know what I feel I
So-
took from that? Like when you said we were angry at one point, I felt like the more I learned, I was calming down.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just like
Exactly.
calming down
Yeah,
and
you
prepping.
do.
Do you get me? I'm not angry because they'd rather you're angry and irrational and loud, and then they could just make you look like I'm not lying. Like I said about that women thing before, they did the same thing with women. They called them like terrorists almost basically. Yeah? Same thing they did with Black Panthers, same thing they did with Irish, same thing they do with Muslims now. It's the same tactic that still exists. You get what I mean? So if you're just going to be loud and erratic and just chat pure and just be angry and not even have points to back yourself and that as well, you're literally just pointing a finger for no reason. You're gonna be easily made out to be the problem. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, people, we need to get faster in our ways of thinking in the course. In ourselves, in our ambition.
Definitely. But yeah, to answer your question, like right now, I ain't came to a conclusion on what I think of the system. Innit? Like I'm passionate about the education system, and I know I believe in homeschooling over public.
Have you looked into homeschooling?
To an extent, yeah, but I'm more preparing for it.
Because the only thing I looked into is like the social, like you know, the stipulations that they're gonna put on us. Because the first thing that they try and do in this system, I feel, is maybe try and make you vulnerable. Innit? Because if you're vulnerable, then they can start getting involved, can't they? When they start getting involved, they make you feel like they've got more power than you, etc. That's the experience that I got in these situations. But
Yeah, like you say, it's just education and it looking into it.
you just got to prove to, as far as I know, you've just got to prove that you're giving them a suitable education that is fit enough for the system. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think you just got an English teacher in. You know what I'm saying? Just teach them a bit of English, teach them a bit of geography and the science and that. I think you'd be sweet, and it's not hard. I'll be honest. Going off what I have learned, I don't think it's that hard to convince them that you're learning what they want you to learn.
I know a few people that homeschool still, so I know it's
possible.
Yeah, no, I don't know the exact ins and outs myself, but I know that it's realistic.
You're
It's
incredibly
the norm.
honest, you know,
It's the
bro.
norm. It's the norm, though.
Yeah, man.
You get me? It's the norm, and a lot of things are the norm that we don't know about. It's just that to us it seems like no one ain't homeschooling. Homeschooling is pressure.
Yes.
But like to some people, homeschooling is the norm, man.
So it's doable
me?
though. You would say it's
Course.
doable.
100%, bro. You know, like what they hate about our communities as well. Like Akala, flipping love that guy.
yeah,
Because when he
he's-
talks, he
Akala's
says like
sick.
when I was 6 years old and I was going to school and that. The history teacher says something to me, and then I'm going to like a Pan-African school like on weekends and that with my family. It reminds me of like Islamic schools that we send our kids to and that or whatever. And like you learn different things there, though. You don't learn something that's suited to the agenda of what the person who's teaching you is or what. Well, then again, it is suited to their own agenda as well, isn't it? But either way, it's separate to what you learn in school. So Carly used to say, he used to go in school at 6 years old, and the teacher would say something, I'd be like, that ain't true. From my heart, I'd say it though. Do you know what I mean? Like that don't make no sense because this has happened. Do you know what I mean? And that type of problem that you can present, bloody hell, bro, can be a big problem. Do you know what I mean? But that's homeschooling though. Like this is why. So we do have these. Honestly, you have everything, and not only that. If you looked within your family, and they say like. There's an old saying like basically if someone's only like 2 people away from you, so you know like someone famous is only a certain amount of phone calls away, you will know teachers, you will know doctors, you will know people in your community that could definitely help you teach your child the things that you need to teach. And what will be better, you'll trust the person that might be teaching. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it more than doable, me bro, personally. It's just having the guts to go and do it, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But based on all of this, can we go into a song?
Yes, man,
I think
definitely.
Right now we are holding on, we're being strong. You get me?
Yeah,
Can
so
we
let's go
into
to
Hold
that
On?
one. And tell me the inspiration by the tune Hold On Wrigz. Yeah, tell me
really
about that,
like
man.
this song.
Yeah,
Really
hold
like
on, man. I poured my heart out on it basically, and I knew I was gonna release it around like the Christmas period, where emotions are high.
Yes.
You get me?
Bro,
And I use my
life, man. He pours it out a lot.
Doesn't it?
yeah, that's what
God.
I'm saying. But at the same time, that's how you stay healthy. Get it out, man. You don't want it clogging up inside
Exercise,
you.
Yeah,
bro,
man.
Say that again. You don't
You don't
want
want
it
it
clogging up.
You don't want the
inside
pain
you.
clogging up inside you. But yeah, man, that was it. It was just one of them where like I had another level of realization that like this is really happening to me with the kids. Like it's Christmas time. It's like, and it was just one of them. Poured it out. Cole from Liverpool, singer from Liverpool, I'm working with. He'd give me the perfect hook. And
He
that's
does
it.
finesse it,
We
you
just
know.
took it from there. Done the video. Worked nicely, and that was it.
And what mixtape is this one off again?
This one's
Lone
on.
Survivor, is it?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, I think it's on
I
Lone
think so.
Survivor.
Was that 2000 and
The
17
latest one,
or
I believe.
18.
2000 and last year. they were
Last
out
year,
last
18.
I believe so.
18,
He
innit?
brought out Pure last year.
You
I'm
did
not
it. I
gonna lie,
noticed
bro.
that on Spotify. There's like
so
5
cool,
mixtapes
okay,
in
so
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, his pattern does it,
Work
innit?
rate.
Innit?
Look at the work rate.
Yes,
a lot
man.
of people
Yeah,
that say
Lone
they do
Survivor, it's on. But yeah, to hold them
Look
and
at
give them
these,
out,
look,
take
look
them.
Nice one. Yes, people, give us a message, man, and we'll give you some mixtapes. We're gonna do the giveaway as well very soon on Instagram.
No, in fact, they can't give these in second places. Come on, we'll give it as part of the giveaway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into this one. Wrigz, hold on. Yes, the Ratio Show on Pi Radio. Myself, DJ Roche, Sam Hack.
BG Boogie.
Yes, I was waiting for him to do it, innit? And seen the samba.
Boogie on the mic,
Innit?
Yeah, because of Boogie on the beat.
Innit, on the beat, man. And of course, you got very, very, very special guest, Manchester legend, Mr. Wrigz. Live and direct.
Grapes.
Yeah,
Great break.
yeah, innit?
You like grape soda? Do you like grape soda actually? I'm not the biggest fan of it, but might as well ask. Nah. What about you, bro?
Don't like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't drink none of them drinks.
He's got a grape soda jacket on. So.
Nah, I used to like it though.
You're a cook, I hear, though, now, aren't you, bro? Visionary kitchens and all of that.
Yeah, I'm getting there, man.
What's your favorite? You know what? I'll be honest. I see cooking. My guy cooks, and I love cooking. Like,
Love it, man.
You
I love
cook,
it. I love
yeah?
it. Yeah, man. I love it. I love
Yeah,
cooking, man.
yeah.
I love it, man.
Proper. What is it? What type of food do you cook?
I try and just cook anything, but I think the latest thing I cook, I'd say either a lentils thing, which is dal
Dal,
in
innit?
it, or a chickpea curry or something like that, in it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
curries. I love curries or potatoes in there, innit?
What do you say the best thing you make? Well, in fact, better question. What does your missus love you making the most?
You know, you'd have to probably like butter bean and plantain curry.
That sounds nice, that, you know.
Butter bean curry sounds
I
bad.
brought
innit?
brown lentils.
Yeah.
Brown lentils, but I made a few things, you know, patties, ackee patties. Just ackee and patties, bro.
That sounds nice, like, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I love ackee, man.
Did it? Yes, gee.
Innit?
Love it.
Next time you do it, man, a
You know what? I
ratio
got
show
a
will come
shit
through.
oven though. My gaff.
Bro, I
so
know
I
them
don't really,
ones.
I don't really fuck with it, mess with it too much.
Especially them.
I'm posting that swear.
No, you can't.
cool,
It's cool.
Yeah. So my oven's dead out. So I don't really do
Once
it
it
too
gets a proper oven, then that's when the visionary
Yeah,
kitchen
exactly.
is
Innit,
open,
innit,
you get me?
mate. Don't know the ratio over there, man.
Exactly.
Make sure I get the first
Listen, we was going mad in
fresh pie.
Barbados. We had the kitchen, nice
Bro.
breadfruits, fresh breadfruits, roasting them in the
How
oven.
good
bro.
was breadfruit there, bro?
Bet it was nice,
Oh
man.
my
I bet it was
God.
tasty, innit?
That the first thing you got? I remember that. What was the first thing you went through?
What's that?
It's
How do
like
you describe
a-
it?
Breadfruit. It's like
What it looks like, what did you say? It's like a circle,
Like
sort
a
of.
guava, really.
Guava
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like,
yeah,
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 yeah.
You know about jackfruit, not a big,
The
Yeah,
big,
yeah, yeah.
jackfruit. It's like a smaller jackfruit.
yeah.
Did you
And
get
it's got the
jackfruits
white
in
flesh.
Barbados?
The white flesh
Yeah,
inside.
yeah,
of course. Now I
jackfruits
didn't
are
get
the
none,
baddest
but yeah, there was
jackfruits.
pure
Oh,
jackfruit
bro,
about.
first
I was
time
just
I-
lost
yeah,
in the
it's nice,
breadfruit wave. I can't lie.
As soon as I landed in
Breadfruit's nice,
Bangladesh,
man.
mate, it's jackfruit, man.
Jackfruit.
Out there. And got me some in England, bro. It's some dry stuff, man. Like jackfruit that we have in Bangladesh. Proper the wet, slimy one, you know. What I mean?
Yeah,
Real nice, man. Where are you from again, bro?
Jamaican, but West Indies, man. West Indies.
What's
Or they
yours?
say coolie in it, but you know,
Yeah.
people don't like using that word.
allowed,
I don't really like using that word still.
Ghanaian.
African. Straight up. I'm African.
Yeah, in it. Yes, in it.
Yeah, man, so how long
Roots.
you been cooking your whole life in that, bro? Is that something you took upon yourself, self-sufficientness and that?
Nah. I couldn't cook. It's when my son was born. I just decided I need to cook, bro.
How
need
old?
to learn to cook.
Sorry, you know what? Yeah, the story's real, bro. How old are your sons now?
Yeah, so my sons, one of them's gonna be, my youngest is gonna be 5
Wow.
this week, and
This
my
week, yeah.
eldest is 7, so they're gonna be 7 and 5.
7
innit?
and 5.
But yeah, about 7 years ago. It's long now.
I was going to
actually.
ask how long has it? Is it 7 years?
No. I'm
Oh,
saying
God, since they've been born.
7
right,
years.
right,
Yeah, 7
my
years
bad, yeah.
since I've really been
Yeah,
like
yeah.
trying to cook, innit? And then a few years before that, I kind of experimented. A few people showed me a few little things, and I just tried to think. But
That's
I
the
couldn't
best way,
really
innit?
cook
Yeah,
them
yeah,
times,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
You get me? And then since then that was it. It's been practicing.
I remember seeing a little picture of you and your son, though, when you're like having your little shakes and that, or whatever it
Yeah,
was, and
yeah,
he's just
yeah,
next
yeah.
to you. He idolizes you, big man, doesn't he,
Yeah,
man?
yeah, he did, he
I
did,
remember
he
seeing
did,
that
he did.
video, like when he's at the city ground and he's just running. I ain't gonna lie, this inspired
he
me
did,
with
he
my
did,
children,
yeah.
bro. So love
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that, man. I
man,
swear
appreciate
down,
it,
because
appreciate it.
he's just stood at the top, yeah, and his son's running up, and his son probably can't be asked, bro. He's probably like, oh my
Yeah,
leg.
we'd
And
walk. Yeah, we'd walked far and that.
Far
we'd
as
been
well.
about. Yeah, we'd been about. Yeah, a soldier that day.
Soldier, mate.
Yeah, my legs are tired.
And he's just like, come on, you got it in you, champion. You let me champ. And why you know, but I'm not lying. Listen, please, if you're hearing this, please listen to what's being said, because you know what a son does need is dad's confidence, you know. I'll tell you right now, when that lad's hearing that word champion, every time his energy just goes. It's like a battery in a phone.
Yeah, tell him, say it with your chest, though.
Yo, seriously.
You can't just say it with your chest.
I'm a
like, you mean
champion.
it.
He's saying it to you, I'm a champion. Do you know what I mean? He's looking at that like, yes, I am, you know, dad. You're right.
Go on YouTube and type in Wrigz letter to my son. You can see it.
That's it. There,
The video
Wrigz,
starts with that clip.
please go and watch that, because you will get to take him in right there.
Definitely.
And understand where, obviously, part of the story, to be honest. That's a big part of the story, that one, isn't it?
That's where, that was the point where I decided that I'm gonna use music to my advantage.
Has the situation improved for you at all, bro?
Nope.
Not at all. Are you willing?
Yeah, it's improved because I'm in a better place. I'm in a better condition and position, and every day the agenda is exactly the same. All my time, energy, and focus goes into whatever's gonna benefit me in that situation. But I'm coming from a bad condition and position, so it's taking me long
To be honest,
to get in the position that I need to be in to truly fight it on all levels, innit? So I'm, like I said, I'm in a better position and condition now. So when I look at the situation, I see it differently. Like I just feel much better, innit? But
I remember a while ago, like you didn't want to use the system at all, did you? How'd you feel with that now? Would you go through all the system at all?
I still don't want it.
Yeah. I hear that, but like part of me just like, I hate
don't
the
want
system.
it.
Like, you know what? Unfortunately, we live under it, don't we? So
Under it,
sometimes you have to work with it to almost like to get in charge, don't you? Do you know what I mean? And then when you get to where you want to get to, then it's like,
See where it goes. Like, obviously, what I want to do is get myself. Again, I keep saying it, position and condition. Well, I get myself in a position and condition where I can take that route if I want to.
yes, I hear
Because
that.
if you know all the aspects of my life, that's been part of what I believe, that they knew that I can't take that path. Innit?
And in all honesty, to be honest, bro, if they can play that against you, they will play that against you in life. To be like, I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
been played against me, so part of me trying to just come up and sort my whole head out and my whole life and rare. It's for this. It's so that if I need to, I can go down that road. I don't want to, and I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna try and make it happen without going down that road. But I need to be in the condition and position to where I can, though.
Yeah, man.
To where I can. You get me?
I
So
feel you, bro.
yeah, man, it's still going. So I'm going day in, day out.
Day in,
To be
day
honest,
out.
it's all I think about. I put my energy into all the time. But it's
I'll
getting
be
better,
honest.
man. It's getting better. We're getting there. Trust me.
No, I love it, bro. I don't love the situation, obviously, but I love the fact that you're still going, bro. Because you know what? It's designed to destroy you, isn't it? It's designed. I ain't gonna
That's
lie.
what it's got to do to me, though. It's got to destroy me.
And then you
Like in the
reborn.
film, when you see the bad guy in the floor and you're saying, just kill him. And if you don't kill him, you get sure I'm not the bad guy, though.
No, I hear what you're saying.
But what I'm
though.
trying to say is it's them ones that it's got to kill me. It can't just hurt me, upset me, stress me out. That's not enough, bro. We're
not,
talking
yeah.
about father and son.
Real life.
You get me? We're not talking about, oh, gal. Oh, man taking your gal and that. Talking about father and son, bro. So it's going to have to really destroy me.
I hear that, but that's how you rebirth.
Yeah.
That's how you do actually come back like brand new. You can't come back brand new by holding on to anything. You get me? You let go. You kill it all, like you're saying. I do believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, me with the RIP song and all of that, bro. Like, dead it, bro. Do you get me? Like, yesterday's gone.
Gone,
Do you
innit?
get me? Like, so just move forward. And like you're saying, I do hear that, because sometimes it's like, even in a scrap, bro, like, just someone saying something to you, don't get you mad. Like, you want to whack, you want to get into whacking, and then you're inside the fight, and you get what I mean? Like, it's just, life can be a bit mad like that, innit?
Innit? But yeah, shall we get into another tune, and then we'll come back and we'll speak about One Extra Live and that, because I definitely have a few things to speak about their performances and stuff. But yeah,
We
we'll
got H versus Lipper.
yes, of course, as well. H versus Lippy, man. But that's what I want to speak about. H's, yeah, man. H's performance, it was sick, man. But after this track, we'll come back, and just before we get to this one, this is another one from you, Sam. Innit? This one's called Dad. By Wrigz again. So tell us the inspiration again behind that. Yeah, man.
Dad, it's just dad. I was just
When did
the
you
whole
write it?
tune. I wrote it in halves. So I wrote the first half of it at one point, and then the second half maybe a month later or something. I don't know. But basically, the first half of the tune, I'm kind of just talking about my situation, my sons, not seeing my sons, I belong, And then the second half, I'm talking about how my daughter's on the way. She's ready. You get me?
Yeah.
A couple months away, and I'm just being dad all over the tune.
Yeah, man.
Different
as well as
angles.
that.
Yeah.
She
And
is, man. She
and
is.
the music video's out for this one as well. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube as well,
So
isn't it?
Again, YouTube, Wrigz, dad. Watch that.
Yeah,
In.
it's in it. 411. It's the Ratio Show on Pi Radio. Myself, DJ Roche.
BG Boogie.
And Samak.
Yes, and of course, still live and direct. We got the Manchester legend, Mr. Wrigz, live and direct in it.
You know what, can I just say rapid how much of a legend he is? I'm from North Manny, Middleton. I remember being 16, you man even came to a youth club near us, you know. I think Shifty come down to a youth club near us. I remember everyone on the estate talking about it. It was a white rapper back then. It was like, oh my God, this is flipping amazing. You get me? But I do remember being like 15 and that in my head. In fact, we're the same age, I believe, 33, brother.
Yeah.
No, we're not really. We're like 2006. We have false ages.
Nice number, that. I like that number.
But basically, like, I remember being there, bro, seeing this video on Winslow Road, and I'd be like, oh, my family's from South Money. I know South Money as well. Do you get me? So
Yeah.
I'm watching these videos of like, rah, this guy's cold, and obviously over the years you grow to know him more. But the fact that you came from like you're just doing your music there, this is like Bluetooth, not even Bluetooth. How would you send your music come out, bro?
Was it
First
MySpace?
ever thing we was doing is recording the cassettes. And, like, taking them into college and like giving them out, swapping them and all that.
Sick guy, man.
Fair.
No wonder you're this
That's
much
it,
of a
really.
hustler.
I know,
still
innit?
now,
That's
man. Rah.
the real hustle.
Old though, and
Cassettes, man.
explaining that.
Nah, that's
Innit?
real.
Cassettes, man.
And then obviously CDs, Bluetooth.
Like your cassettes to these things, you put in the thing, you actually have to rewind back to the point that you're like,
Yo.
you can't just reload a song, innit?
Yo, yo. I remember when I used to be messing around on my dad, you know, and I'm sure I fucked up some of his tapes, you know, by doing that. When the little ribbon like goes loose and it comes out, and that means it takes massive. Yeah.
Slow and in line though. Yeah.
You know what I think was the worst? I remember a cassette tape I had once, and it ripped, and I even sellotaped it back together. And bro, you just forward that part, and you can still watch the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still works, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, it was legendary them days,
Wow, man. Cassettes, man.
man. In fact, you know the last thing I will say, remember having to play press record and play at the same time.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
You know,
Record it, innit?
Definitely.
Used to
Now
do
back
that.
to the present.
Yeah, but yeah, so the 411 this week is obviously the racism in football, and we're going to be speaking about H versus Lippy as well. I think we should start off with football. Let's get the negative out of the way, because we're definitely going to be bigging up H this week, 100%. So yeah, man. So Sam, tell us the situation, man.
There has been a lot going on in football. I mean,
There
it
has
started
the
off
last
with-
couple of months.
Online, it's been a whole. Online, the negativity is just rife anyway, isn't it? People, even as a normal person, you put a status up and put something up, you will have somebody saying something. Do you know what I mean? You always get some sort of attack. But footballers are getting it on a seriously stupid level now. Like Pogba misses a penalty, they're calling him all sorts online. Rashford misses a penalty, they're calling him all sorts online. This
disgusting,
other
man.
player now for Leicester, Hamza Chowdhury, they're talking about him because they're speaking about like the first Asian person that will be able to, the first Asian footballer that will break through to the England football team. So they're obviously talking about lots of things, but this Hamza Chowdhury got a bit of attention for that. But then he's done a tackle on Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah, yeah, still proper in it. No, but he's done a tackle on him and that, and now the whole internet again is just going right at him, just going sick at him, calling him all sorts. He's I think he's Bangladeshi and Caribbean descent. How do you say Caribbean, man? Someone correct me for the last. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
You got people say both.
Yeah,
I
people
say
say
Caribbean.
both. I say Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Yeah, but people say both, innit?
But you lot are from there, so I'm going with what you're saying.
People from there say both.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but go on. Say,
Yeah,
say
so everyone's just been going sick at him now, just whatever. And even a manager has come out and said like, oh yeah, he's a bit reckless, he's this, he's that. Do you know what I mean? Now, I just feel as Raheem Sterling was probably the best example, because that guy, like, even people like Alan Shearer, I ain't gonna lie, I see a bit of a slyness in you, Alan Shearer, mate. Like, you talk about certain people in certain ways and that, and like, Raheem Sterling just got pure grief for anything. Wilfred Zaha brought a diamond chain, and they just give him pure grief. But Sterling's one was good because he had a tattoo. He put a tattoo on his leg to do with a gun. Now, if you don't know nothing about it, yeah, you might think all sorts. But then when you speak about it, you've then nominated yourself to be looked at for your opinion. Do you get what I'm saying? And they're saying he's got a gun, he's this, he's that. Sterling beautifully come out and said, that's for my dad. My dad got shot dead, you know what I mean? And this type of stuff. So that's some dedication thing. It's on my right foot that I shoot with. You get me? This is all I'm going to shoot with. So why can't they just ask him that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Instead
Why
of
they got to
assuming
put so
or-
much of an image with it? So
I remember, man. I
when
think they even-
tabloids put an image with it,
Yeah.
and then football fans are angry, what the hell do you expect the result to be? Do you get what I'm saying? So like, what have you lot noticed? Yeah.
Have you seen the other one with this was Timon and Adebayo? Obviously, his tour bus when he was playing for Togo, he's got shot up. He got shot up, yeah. And then probably I think like 2 days, 3 days after that or something, must have had a top with had a gun on it or something like that, and he was getting stick for it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're thinking, right, your Torbos just got shot up,
Yeah.
But you've got a picture of like a gun on it.
Gun on it, innit? Yeah. Was that for the African Nations Cup also? Yeah.
Same as,
I remember that.
Called Moise Keane.
Moise Keane.
Yeah, Moise Keane.
But at Juve, obviously he was like playing and it was bagging like goals and that in it. And obviously everyone, there was just being bare racism and that, like to that Moise Keane and that. Even like Cellini, the defender, Juve, man was like, right, he was asking for it and that, you know what I mean? But why was how was he asking for it?
Well, you know what? David Silva as well. I didn't know this, Manchester City boys. But David Silva.
Bernardo Silva.
Is it Bernardo? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So he put up a tweet or something about Mendy or something, and then what I find mad is this about the FA. So the FA have gone all out to expose this situation. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. How dare you? But then when fans are singing pure racist stuff and that, you just let games carry on because your tickets are still selling out for the competition and that. You get what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to these things, you'll let it carry on. But when it's a little internet post and these two individuals actually like each other and are saying it's okay and that, do you get what I mean? Then you want to clamp down. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, do you think the FA, brother, if you like to get involved, do you think the FA are actually doing, all the people at the top are doing what they could do to stop? And do you think they even understand what they need to do?
That's what it is. Do they understand what they need to do? Because my man said it before. Like, there's racism everywhere, innit? Not to like excuse it or nothing, but like there's racism throughout the country. So I think to isolate football,
I hear this.
It's hard. And then football, it's like, from my experience in football as a player and as a supporter, it can be quite a racist sport.
I agree.
I won't say it is all the time, but it's not. But it can be quite a racist sport. So I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to say about it, bro.
Would you say there's racism involved at grassroots?
Yeah.
Because that's something I have no experience.
Yeah, because the racism's not coming from. So let's say, for example, to make up any scenario. Let's say a group of Chelsea fans go to a match, however old they are, 20, whatever. Man gets a corner and they say, nigga, you there. Like that, the football ground or sport didn't breed that. Them man have learned this through their, like, they might see their dad like, fucking like. So this has been learned from outside the sport and then just carried. So the sport's the last place we should be.
Yes, I hear you.
Not the last, but one of the.
It's not the blame. It's not going to solve
anything.
Yeah. Obviously,
I'm
from like Old Trafford and that, and obviously my friends, I've got friends in Newton Heath in it. They're white, you know what I mean. And obviously there's a cafe, and I've gone in that cafe one time. Obviously I was waiting for my friend, and obviously my boy's dad's come into the cafe in it, sat with me and that, and then like this. The older brother is Irish and the little brother get me, and then obviously my boy's dad's chatting to women that and he must have said, what you doing with this gollywog and that, you know what I'm saying, to my boy's dad and that, you know what I'm saying, and obviously his big brother's like, yo, what you doing? Like, don't be saying that, you know what I mean?
That's a proper old word as well.
And obviously my boy's dad was like, yo, don't be saying that because my brother's mixed race and that, you know what I mean? And I've got a nephew who's black and that, you don't be saying that, you know what I mean? It's rude and that. And obviously you don't know he's a kid and that, you know what I mean? His dad, he said, his dad might be racist or his mum and that, you know what I mean? So they've seen. You know what I mean? It's mad, man.
Yeah. I remember walking across the estate one time and like some kids were singing a Paki song to me and that, like singing it without. All I thought was like, wow, where did you learn that from? You know, like, you're singing every lyric and that, like, so you're obviously learning that at home or something. They're singing it around you and that.
At home, and then you can take it step back. So then, say if a man's dad's race, where did he learn it from? Might be his granddad. And then you trace back, and then it's like you start looking into history and you see where it comes from.
See the reason.
You get me? It's mad. I'm reading one book called the Sugar in the Blood or something it's called, and it's just talking about the start of the plantations in the Caribbean, innit? So the start of the Atlantic slave trade, innit? So what's the point I was just gonna make now? What was we just saying?
Just about
about racism. Yeah, my bad. So it shows you at a time when they was importing the first mass amount of Africans. There was scholars and people writing books and promoting the whole explanation of what the black man is and what he looks like, what he smells like. Big credible books. So now we'd send our kids to the books to learn. So if you're a little English child now, your dad might be reading a book that's describing just what a nigger is and how to treat them and that the animals in books and getting taught in high places. So then you've got to think an innocent dad now who ain't got no knowledge of an African or a black man in his life. He's just lived in England his whole life. He knows what he knows. Now he's reading this book and getting a certain idea about what an African is. Yeah. Now he's gonna go home and he's gonna tell his son, check these Africans. It comes from higher place, but I never knew this.
No, serious.
So obviously I knew that these things these daft rumors were spread about black people and they're not human. I heard all of this, but I didn't know specifically like official books was being written and sold in the country, bro. And then articles in papers and and then the innocent masses are just taking this in.
That's why we live in a generation now where we're wrong.
We are raised by the wrong ones though, because we've been raised by the wrong ones. You get me? So back to the point, it comes from higher places. So that's us tracing back. Like if a man's dad's racist, his granddad might have been racist. We're tracing all the way back. But now to simplify it, it simply comes from home first. And then if it don't come from home, it might come from your community, your area. Might be like you're from. Not gonna throw any areas, but specific areas. It's like man used to know growing up. You get caught slipping there and it's dark, bro. You're getting ran down. You're getting ran down by 50 white youths.
Yeah, it does happen.
So and then there might be 10 of them 50 that ain't even really racist, but they're just going with the flow, just learning what. So it come from your area, and it's like, what school did you go to? It's like it comes from other places before football. Obviously, football can play a part. I heard a few. I learned what the eight ball. I learned that in football.
Shit, I don't even know
the
that.
eight were man calling black man 8 balls because the black balls 8. I didn't know that. I learned that in a football ground. So I'm not saying it's totally innocent, but it's coming from everywhere else, bro. More than football. So you get me?
I think that's why I asked about the FA.
The players, the managers.
Look at John Terry, man. That whole John Terry episode was probably the worst one. That was probably the worst one.
With Ibrahimovic and my man who used to play for City. He plays in the MLS now, isn't it?
Go on. Sean Wright Phillips?
Nah.
Anyway,
I forgot what it's called in that ball, but obviously it must have got corner or something, a header or something. Must have something happened anyway, and obviously my man must have said like
Ibra said something.
Something like that. You get me? But obviously that's what my man said in it, but I don't know if it's true in it. But obviously my man's trying to deny it, and that, you know what I mean. Like,
this is what question I've got for people in England. Where is there no racism? So bet you any money you get people at work who work in retail. Bet they've faced racism, whether it's from their bosses, their managers, the customers, people who have worked in factories. People, where is there no? The better question is, forget racism in football. The better question is, can anyone find a zone in England or a profession where there is no racism? Dude, let someone say that.
Yeah. On the ratio show.
Because I think it's everywhere, bro. I think it's everywhere.
At my old work, at my old work, obviously in Echoes, my old work, obviously they'll make like, you know, kind of jokes and that. Like, I was going to the top, I think I was going to the cellar or something, and the till was open, and they must have said, "Oh, close the till," because obviously you know what Jamie's like, and that, like, you know what I mean. I'm thinking, right, like, what you saying that because the color of my skin, or you think that every black person's a thief? You know what I'm saying? It's just
I think when you work in professional environments, I ain't gonna lie, because I worked in one and I heard so many different things, because it was in Rochdale as well, bro. You get me? So it's a bit prehistoric up there. You get me? And some of the things that I heard, it's nice sometimes to play stupid. It's nice sometimes to keep your mouth shut, you know, and let someone just carry on and carry on and carry on. You get me? Because you get to actually seeing like what you just said there as a grown man above his 30s, the things that I hear grown men and grown people say. I just think to myself, like you say, it's not worth talking about the problem. Let's just do us better. And then, do you get what we need to do us better? I guess that's why I asked about the FA though, because one thing I will say is that I guess the racism in football was a conversation, wasn't it? But the FA, the thing that I will say, people in power, like they're the ones I think people could wouldn't be the most negative thing in the world to look at them. Do you get what I mean? Because
but look where the FA is within the system, and then if there's the FA's.
They got power as well.
Of course they have power, but like they're within a system that's already built off racism. Like what they meant to do, how they meant to stop it. What do you want them to do? You get me? Like this is their bro. If there's racism in the police force, racism in the courts, if there's racism, if we're claiming there's racism in all these places, The FA can't do nothing about racism,
We're in a
bro.
race against racism, innit? That's what it is.
The FA, bro.
Get some
Like when I was in,
under arrest, innit?
Innit?
Because we're all about to get under arrest.
Innit,
What's
innit?
going on, you know? So now, we might as well do another remix.
Innit, we might as well,
I ain't even
innit?
trying to go into super rebel mode or nothing, but I might to conclude what I'm saying, yeah, I think racism's everywhere. So to single out football and ask how to stop it or how to prevent it, I ain't got the first idea.
I hear that, bro.
I tell you the truth. I ain't got the first idea.
I guess what I'm gonna say to people, if we do have 1 million listeners, just chill out. Just chill out. Like, you know, something happens. Like, sometimes I speak. In fact, my words of wisdom are gonna come in right now. When you get angry, shut up. Like, swear down. When you get mad, take a minute to yourself and think about the situation. Like, honestly, just take time to yourself when you're mad. The worst thing you can do is speak when you're mad.
Very quickly as well, just before we get into another song, we obviously want to very quickly touch on the H versus the Lippy situation. So Sam, do you want to quickly explain the situation?
Have you guys, do you know anything about the situation?
I do know a little bit about I do know a little bit about the situation. Obviously, I've seen the post that I don't even know if it's still on his page, but he kind of had a little outburst at someone. I don't know who it was yet. I've not seen the link up TV rating, but I've seen the Gasworks when he's on Gasworks. So
yeah, because Lippy, well, as far as we know, the situation that has been documented online.
Yeah.
Some group of people have had something to say about H, who's very popular at the minute. Obviously,
Yes,
H
very
is doing bits,
popular,
so
man.
they're talking about his EP. They're talking about him. Apparently, H got mad at it, so H has had something to say about them. Then the person that he said something about has gone on to another show called Gasworks. Lippy is the individual that we're talking about from the Listening Party on Link Up TV, isn't it? Yeah. And he's gone on Gasworks and said a whole lot about H now. So I personally, obviously, after seeing all of this, had to have a look into it myself. I mean, I don't know if you've had a look into it.
well, as I said, the only thing I've seen is the H's post and the Gasworks, but I've not watched the Listening Party thing. But I know that's been going on for quite a couple of months now.
people are
Listen, I just heard H told my man to suck his bum.
Yeah,
That's what I heard before. From
He done a little dance. He done a little dance with it, man. The video was funny,
and
wasn't
then
it?
I heard that he didn't mean him. That's all I've heard about it. So I don't know the ins and outs exactly.
The only thing, but that's the suck your mother part. Like, I think obviously everyone's like, even Lippy, to be honest, that's the part that he wasn't liking. Do you know what I mean? Because he's saying like, I'm a grown man with kids and that. You telling me to suck my mum. You better make me come and suck my mum. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I will say just like, but they've rated him. They give him a rating. Like, I don't appreciate the rating personally. Like, I've listened.
What was the rating that they give him, bro?
The average rating would be, if, like, I'm a maths genius now, you get me? Now, but the average rating would be 2 out of 10 that they give him for his EP, bro.
Right.
This is a self-produced EP. This is a 19-year-old. This is a kid who's written it all himself. He's done it rapid as well. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
And every song that they're listening to, they're enjoying. They're not saying it's sick. They're not saying it's amazing. They're not saying it's this, but it's nowhere near. Personally, for me, 6 out of 10. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't even listen to the music, but I can still appreciate everything was in there. Do you know what I mean? So, in all honesty, I understand H is like uncomfortable.
Yeah, man, I would have been. Yeah, well, I'm telling you right now, if the people in the Listening Party would have seen his performance at One Extra Live, I'm telling you right now, the opinion would be totally different. It was almost. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was like it was his show. It was like some of the other performers, some of the other guests were like guests at his show. The way people reacted to his 3 songs it was absolutely sick, man.
He's got love, man.
Yeah, he's got
Man,
loads of
right
love.
now, he's the
Innit?
man.
He's the man,
The
man.
man.
Yeah, man, innit?
Black, white,
The
Asian,
man,
fat,
though.
yeah,
innit?
loving with
Innit?
H out here right now.
And big shout out to Northern Quarters, man. Adex, Bilal, DJ Win. Big shout out to them as well.
We got Lippy as well, though, because my man gives me joke. I like
He
Lippy.
is funny.
I like
He is
Lippy
funny,
still.
innit? He is
I
funny.
like Lippy. I
He
can't
is
lie.
funny.
You know what
I
was
like Lippy, but H, the man right now,
Yeah,
doing
man,
his thing.
doing his thing.
Fair play to him, man.
Yeah.
in the actual listening party, like Lippy does give me joke because at one point he's saying something and they're all like, "Oh, shut up, man!" And he goes, "Right, you know what? Fine, and I'll just sit back, fuck you lot, basically, innit, man? You don't just get mad when I speak. I just don't speak, innit? That's it. He just guy gets mad all the time, man. Nah, but it's good, man. It's good. Like the listening party, big ratings to these are doing your bits, but I think you could have give our Money Boy a fairer shout. To be fair,
Yeah, definitely, man. Come on, man. Yeah, so we're gonna get into this. We're gonna what we're seeing, Bang. Do you have something to say? He just don't really like that part, does he?
That part in it because I know he's not gonna have this. Obviously, I hate you, man. You're doing your thing, mate. Good, you know what I mean. But obviously, bro, I know you're not gonna have the same energy if you see him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like if I was one of these people, I would tell him like,
you know what
chill
I mean?
a little bit,
just,
like with.
Just kind of made yourself look like a not a fool, but like, you know what I'm saying? Doing all that.
Because was it in response to the 2 out of 10?
That's
rating?
what not we think, but
Or
that's
was
what's
it in
being
response
said.
to some other type of disrespect being shown towards him? Because that's not it. You can say it's disrespect, but at the end of the day, an opinion and a rating's an opinion. And a
Opinion,
rating. You
because
got to
everyone's
get used to that and got to get used to sucking that up. You're telling man to suck their mum over an opinion and a rating.
be doing it a lot,
You're going
yeah.
to war over the next few years.
But
Anyway.
look, imagine he does see him. He's not gonna.
Well, that's what
it's not-
Lippy is saying on Gasworks. The main thing that he is saying is like, that's what got me mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
You say shit like that about me, but yeah, man, it's a lot. But
Is it?
as you were saying,
Big him up though, man.
Yeah,
Big
each
up
and every
H,
time.
I would
Every
say.
single
Me,
time.
from me, each to their own, yeah. But right now, I'm happy to see my man doing well, and I rate what he's doing.
that's
Yeah,
why I
definitely, man.
didn't appreciate the 2
Yeah,
out of 10.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
you get
yeah,
what I mean? Because I thought like, I just found it impossible. I just found that quite like, yo, I can't help. Hate is hate at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I do see hate, you know what I mean? It does exist, and not everyone on that program, like if Poet says it best, everyone, like some people don't feel credible to actually give an opinion on music. If you get what I mean, I don't know. That's Poet's words, but I did relate to them a little bit, you know, because whatever reasons, you get me. But like Lippy, I do like what he says about most music. Like even when he talk about J1, though he constantly brings it up and like I didn't even say that about J1. I didn't even say that about, you know what I mean? He's just always bringing it up. So seems like this is a regular thing for him, but. As you said there, as far as we know, H was responding. The only reason that I associated personally with Lippy is because he said, if you got 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? You got your thing, and you got time to watch me, you're obviously not getting your money right, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, and then Lippy goes and Gatsworth and says, I'm a dad of 4. So I was like, 2 plus 2
Two
is
plus
2,
is,
innit?
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Speaking about H anyway, this is probably one of my favorite songs of yours, just because the fact that you brought a lot of talent together on the track from Manchester, like so under arrest G Mix. Just tell me how you went about getting all these people on
But it's
on
not
there
even
for
hard
money.
for you, that, is it?
Probably not,
just-
but
It weren't hard, but it took longer than I expected anyway. So in that sense, it was hard. It didn't come together quick, but I was just contacting each person who I wanted to have on it, and either just sending them the beat and they send me their vocals, or bringing them to my studio and they record their vocals, and then I collect them all, took the tune to get mixed, and then we got all 10 man. Ideally, we would have wanted to do a video, innit?
that would have been nice.
It would have been sick.
That would've been
Yeah.
sick, that, innit?
You
But
did a
obviously,
video
who's
too
on
under
it? So
arrest,
it's me, H, Robert Hollow, Shakavelli,
Yeah,
D Knowledge,
D-Knowledge.
Razor, Menace,
Knowledge, mate, that guy.
Fiasco,
Defo Fiasco,
Hypes,
Hypes,
and
Wow,
Jester,
how many man
and
did you
Jester.
get on it?
It's a big, it's,
Jester,
yo,
10
bro, it's
man.
a sick song, man. Yeah,
There's that many on it.
There's
I thought
that-
there was
that
5
many.
or 4.
10 man, but yeah, man, when that came together, it felt like an achievement still.
Yeah,
honestly.
it
you
sounds-
don't really
it's-
see it often in Manchester. It might have happened 2-3 times before
you
that
don't.
ever.
Yeah,
You know, pure man on a tune.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You don't really see
you
that
did
at
it
all,
nice
man. And
there,
it sounds, the whole production sounds clear, sounds nice. Yeah.
I think the type of song that they've come under as well is good because they'll all have an opinion on being under arrest.
In
innit?
it, I know, in it. So we literally got 15 minutes left for the show as well. So we're gonna quickly get into this one. This is one. It's called Wrigz Under Arrest
we'll have
G
some fun
remix.
with Wrigz, innit?
Yes, definitely.
Yo, Manchester, stand up. It's the G mix. We got D Knowledge.
Yes, from the man himself, Wrigz Under Arrest, featuring a whole heap of money artists on there. D Knowledge, Robert Hollow, H, Razor, Fiasco, Hypes, Shax, Jester, and I think I've even missed one more on there.
I'm flipping 6.
In it.
Oh,
Till the world I'm back.
Nah, that's powers out there, bro. He's got his beautiful baby girl in
I
the
know,
station
innit?
now as well, man. More power, more life, more blessings. Come on.
In it.